There are places on Earth where the horizon never ends, where the land itself seems eternal. Endless sand, endless heat, endless silence. For centuries, the Arabian desert has been a monument to stillness, an empire of emptiness. But now, one man dares to rewrite its story. Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, a man whose life is defined by power, privilege, and possibility, stands before this vast wasteland and imagines something extraordinary. A city called NEOM. They say money can't buy time, but here, money is buying the future. When you're the crown prince of one of the richest nations on Earth, the desert becomes your canvas, and imagination becomes your currency. A declaration that Saudi Arabia is no longer content to live in the shadow of its oil empire. This is his gamble, his masterpiece, his moonshot. Welcome to Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion fantasy city, the vision of power. When Mohammed bin Salman announced NEOM in 2017, the world didn't quite know what to make of it. A city spanning 10,000 square miles across the northwest corner of Saudi Arabia, bordering Egypt, Jordan, and the Red Sea. A city built from nothing and costing everything. To MBS, NEOM wasn't just an urban project, it was a symbol of rebirth, a way to drag Saudi Arabia from an oil-dependent past into a high-tech post-carbon future. The name itself blends neo, meaning new, with M from mustaqbal, Arabic for future. Together, it translates to new future, but what kind of future? In the mind of MBS, NEOM is no ordinary metropolis. It's a living experiment, a test bed for human ambition, a place where AI governs infrastructure, robots outnumber people, and sustainability isn't just policy, it's law. He envisions flying cars, vertical farms, cloud-seeded rain, and a skyline that glows under an artificial moon. It's as if the pages of science fiction have slipped into reality. And for the man who rules one of the world's wealthiest kingdoms, fantasy doesn't mean impossible. Before we dive deeper into the story of this trillion-dollar dream, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this journey into the heart of Saudi Arabia's future is only just beginning. NEOM, the future rising. Imagine standing in the Tabuk province, an expanse of desert so vast and silent that the wind itself sounds ancient. This is where NEOM begins, a blank slate of sun-scorched earth, soon to be transformed into a futuristic ecosystem of luxury, innovation, and design. MBS calls it the new pyramids of Saudi Arabia. Just as the pharaohs built monuments that defied time, he plans to build a civilization that defies logic. By 2030, NEOM is expected to be home to over 9 million people, all living in harmony with artificial intelligence and renewable energy. At its heart lies the most ambitious architectural vision humanity has ever attempted, the line. The line where earth and mirrors meet, stretching 170 kilometers from the mountains of the desert to the shores of the Red Sea. The line is unlike anything ever conceived. Two shimmering parallel skyscrapers rising 500 meters high, taller than most skyscrapers on Earth, yet only 200 meters wide. Their mirrored facades reflect the desert like a mirage, blending sky, sand, and sea into a single illusion. Inside, this linear metropolis will house millions, not across sprawling suburbs, but stacked vertically within a single continuous structure. No cars, no streets, no pollution. Just a high-speed rail connecting one end of the city to the other in 20 minutes. A journey through time disguised as a train ride through glass corridors and vertical gardens. The line isn't just an idea. It's the physical embodiment of MBS's belief that design can rewrite destiny. Yet behind its beauty lies unimaginable complexity. Engineers must contend with the curvature of the Earth itself, the desert's brutal heat, the logistics of powering an entire vertical world on renewable energy. Shadows, temperature balance, airflow. Every inch of this mirror city is a riddle that science must solve. But to MBS, these are not obstacles. They are invitations to greatness. But the line is only one piece of NEOM's grand design. Deep in the mountains, a second wonder is taking shape, the vault. Imagine a futuristic ski resort in the middle of the desert, a man-made valley carved into the mountains, cooled by high-altitude winds and artificial snow. It sounds impossible, yet here, impossibility is just another form of ambition. The vault will be an architectural marvel. Luxury lodges nestled within rock formations, ski slopes that glow under LED skies, and glass lifts scaling cliffs like veins of light. The temperature will be controlled using advanced geoengineering and renewable cooling systems. Here, the world's elite will glide through snow while surrounded by dunes, a desert that freezes on command. It's not just spectacle, it's a statement. Because in NEOM, even nature bends to the will of innovation. If NEOM feels like something something straight out of a movie, that's because it is. MBS has hired the same designers who crafted the worlds of Blade Runner, The Dark Knight, I Am Legend, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Hollywood visionaries brought in not to entertain, but to imagine reality itself. Chris Gray, a California-based science fiction writer, was enlisted to study the best futuristic concepts from film and literature and translate them into architecture. And if the buildings seem fantastical, the plans go even further. There will be flying EV taxis, autonomous delivery drones, and robotic companions assigned to every household. In NEOM, the future doesn't arrive. It lives with you. Citizens will have access to holographic education, AI healthcare systems, and robot-operated farms that grow food along skyscraper walls. Even the beaches will glow, literally. Sand infused with phosphorescent materials will shimmer beneath the night sky, while an artificial moon projects live satellite images from space. A world where luxury meets illusion and both feel real. Behind the dream lies a network of engineers, architects, and scientists working around the clock to turn this fantasy into form. To build NEOM means conquering the desert's oldest enemies: heat, drought, isolation, and time. To bring water, desalination plants will draw from the Red Sea, converting salt water into fresh supply. To power the city, the desert sun will feed solar grids and wind turbines will line the coast. NEOM will be fully carbon neutral, operating on renewable energy alone, a utopia of sustainability rising from a land once defined by oil. Food will grow vertically, nourished by hydroponic towers and robotic harvesters. Cloud seeding drones will generate artificial rain to cool the air and feed crops. Transportation will be electric, autonomous, and seamless. And to keep this vast digital organism alive, a backbone of AI will manage everything from traffic flow to waste recycling, from temperature control to personal comfort. Every heartbeat of the city will be monitored, adjusted, optimized. It's not just infrastructure, it's symphony. But for all its beauty, NEOM comes with questions. How much control is too much? How much surveillance is too close? Reports suggest the city will be monitored by drones, cameras, and microphones embedded throughout its glass walls. A panopticon disguised as paradise. Every movement, every decision, every breath, captured, analyzed, perfected. For MBS NEOM isn't only about technology, it's about control. Control of image, of progress, of destiny. And yet, the line between visionary and tyrant is as thin as the desert wind. The human cost of this trillion-dollar dream is already visible. Local tribes displaced to make way for the project. Workers living under immense pressure to meet impossible deadlines. Whispers of fear beneath the hum of ambition. Can utopia be built without sacrifice? That's the question NEOM forces the world to ask. Beyond the mirror. Still, even critics can't look away. Because NEOM isn't just a city, it's a mirror reflecting humanity's hunger for more. More beauty, more control, more future. When complete, NEOM will stand as a monument to what civilization can achieve when it refuses to accept limits. A world without cars, without pollution, without traditional borders. A world where technology doesn't just assist life, it defines it. From its robotic caretakers to its holographic teachers, from its glowing beaches to its mirrored mountains, NEOM will either be the birthplace of a new world or the tombstone of one that tried too hard to play God. But perhaps that's the nature of progress. It always teeters between miracle and madness. For Mohammed bin Salman, NEOM isn't simply a project, it's immortality. He knows the oil wells will run dry, he knows the old world is fading, and so he seeks to leave behind something greater than fortune, a future that carries his name across centuries. The pharaohs built pyramids to touch the heavens. MBS builds NEOM to be the heavens, an artificial Eden forged from steel and sunlight. When people look back at the early 21st century, they won't just remember skyscrapers and smartphones, they'll remember this, a prince who tried to outbuild nature to turn desert into destiny. And maybe that's what makes NEOM so fascinating. It's not just about architecture or technology or money, it's about belief. The belief that the future can be designed, coded, and constructed. The belief that the impossible is merely unfinished. The final vision. As the sun sets over the dunes, the desert reflects gold and crimson, the same colors that will one day shimmer off NEOM's mirrored walls. The world may doubt it, engineers may struggle, and critics may protest, but one truth remains. Something extraordinary is rising from the sands. A trillion-dollar experiment in power, progress, and perfection. Perhaps NEOM will stand forever, a glittering monument to human ambition. Or perhaps it will fade, buried by the same desert it tried to conquer. Either way, it will have proven one thing beyond all doubt, that humanity's thirst for creation is infinite. Because when you have the power to reshape the earth, the question isn't can you, it's should you. This is NEOM, the line between dream and destiny, and it's only just beginning. You've been watching Mr. Rich, exploring the marvels of wealth, design, and vision. If this glimpse into Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion million dream left you inspired or intrigued, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more journeys into the world of impossible luxury. Because in the kingdom of ambition, even the desert learns to dream.